1, 2, 1, 2. Blanks and blanks, blanks and blanks, blanks and blanks. You already know. How the fuck are we doing, motherfucker?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I apologize. I am literally... dude, I was ready 3 minutes ago, but someone tried to just bend my ear, and,
structure, discipline.
yeah, exactly. Dude, fuck you 3 times over, you son of a bitch. Dougie Fresh. Dude, I'm trying to structure this, as you say, because that's my new favorite word. I'm like, structure, motherfucker. Learn to play the game the right way.
Consistency is key. I've got loads of nuggets like this, but yeah, if it gets boring.
Oh no, dude, we have people waiting in the wings, but I'm like, we're just gonna go, like, we're gonna just drop them as they fall, like a restaurant taking orders. So, like, table 13, send that motherfucker. Like 5 or 6 different people, like, can we call in? I'm like, I don't think we're gonna be able to have time to fit everybody in, but we'll try. Yo, Dougie Fresh, this is the scariest pracs I've ever done in my whole entire illustrious career.
Why is that?
Cause you fucking scheduled this bitch like 3 days in advance, and now you have 4 different time zones, and people are like, "When can I call in?" I'm like, well, 2:00 your time, 3:00 your time, 7:00 in the morning Hawaii time.
I think that's. I don't know. I since I've obviously gone into newfound sobriety. Well, one of the things I found really important is.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you for a second, but I just wanted to ask, like, tell me about that, because these people are gonna just sidetrack the thing, and that's literally why this episode could be maybe important to anybody, you, me, and dude, you look great, you sound great. I seen you, like, and now I see you.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the before and after, shall we say? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, look. Let me sort of go into sort of a little bit of a background for people that are interested. So
everyone's interested. I was about to add 2 clowns, but they're gonna have to sit in the sidelines. I'll be like, listen, you guys can join the thing, but you got to sit in the corner and be quiet. And I'm like, no, we'll get to them when we get to them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just give a little sort of insight to my sort of story, and you know, I'm happy to sort of go with the flow, man. But yeah, so I think the thing with alcohol is it's
cheers.
Yeah.
Like it's a.
I mean, you know, just that right now, that's a trigger. You know,
yeah, you're.
Trigger, so, you know,
sorry, I didn't. I'm not to apologize.
No,
you're a bigger man than everyone else.
That's something that I'm learning. So, and you know, it's like you don't just stop and then the feeling stops. You know,
I remember, real quick, side note. I remember my teacher, a biology teacher. I'm not gonna name him, but Thomas O'Brien. He said, he's like, when you smoke cigarettes, and you see someone smoking a cigarette, it's like that feeling doesn't go away because your body remembers what it's like when you light something.
Well,
and you take that first drag.
I'm trying to knock my vices on the head.
Oh yeah. I'm a really bad person.
But it's really
Sorry.
It's really interesting. No. But it's really interesting you say that, because I was watching American Psycho with a friend, and we were around a man.
Oh, the Christian Bale one.
Yeah, and you know, we've been
directed by a woman. Shout outs to women. Hi, I know you're out there someplace.
Oh, we were chatting, and basically when we had no tobacco or cigarettes in the apartment, and
in Parliament.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say jail or prison.
No, yeah, or jail. Yeah, I mean, that was during lockdown, so you know, we'll come to that in a moment, because obviously this is
listen, you proper cunt. I love the fuck out of you, but speed your story up. We got people waiting in the wings.
Well, basically, what I'm trying to say is, alcohol is a bit of a creeper, and you know, it catches up on you, and before you know it, it dulls your cognitive ability and your ability to sort of express yourself. And because when you can't express yourself,
yes and no, I agree.
well, let me just say, like, then you can't understand, you can't speak the truth to yourself. Then you can't, you can't process that, and then what happens is you become more insular. So for me,
Insular? What do you mean? Like isolated? Insular?
Yeah, you sort of like what I found is I basically sort of became sort of kind of like locked in
Absorbed
my
in
own
your own
mind to
little
a certain
life
extent.
or world or
Yeah, and part of you, and then part of you feels like that you fucked up and you don't know what to do, and so for me, obviously, I've had this health issue that sort of sprung up like unexpectedly. With sort of
can you tell me, like, do you think that's like a catalyst for you becoming healthy? You're like, is that like a blessing in disguise?
it's starting to
Maybe.
look that
I don't.
way.
I mean,
It's starting to look that way because you know when I was in the hospital, obviously you're not allowed to drink, which was
yeah,
yeah,
that's what they say.
they've got pretty strict rules on that. But but just having that sort of time to sort of be sort of normal and remember what feeling normal feels like meant that my brain has started to
Get
sort of come
unfogged.
together. Yeah, exactly. And then, but I've been doing quite a lot of research just in terms of like your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. And what I sort of surmised from what I've been doing is,
Surmised. Only you would say that word. I love it. Points for the vocab.
well, what I sort of
What
found is,
my conclusion I drew was.
well, but the thing is, I've been thinking about this for years, but because the alcohol sort of dulls your cognitive ability, it means that I just haven't been able to work it out, and then you feel so crappy the next day, and the whole day's a drag. And the whole day's a drag, and then you feel like tired at the end of the day, and you feel like
You need to
deserve a
drink to
drink.
numb the pain
It's a
or
reward.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever been in a state where you feel like you need to have a couple of drinks in you to feel normal?
I mean, there's definitely been times. Yeah. I mean, it's and there's cravings. I still think about it every day.
All right. Well,
And
just so you know, I'm not trying to take a crap on you or anything like that. But
well,
I just Rick and Morty, beautiful. Shout out to Rick and Morty. No, I had many a days where I'm like, I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to talk to anybody unless I have like a drink or two in me. Otherwise, I just
yeah,
feel like anxiety ridden and I don't feel myself. And the sad thing is, I'm like, this is your normal state is being like not drunk, but you always have alcohol in the system, and it's not anything to brag about.
well,
Don't try this at home, kids.
this is the thing. So, like, for example, I obviously, you know, you feel like you're an imposter as well to a certain extent because you're always
I
playing
don't
catch
know
up.
what you mean by that at all. Can you?
Okay, so the reason why you feel like you get anxiety and to be honest, I don't know. I didn't realize until I'd done this reading and research, like on what the hell just happened to me. What the
Again,
hell just
yo,
happened?
huge points to you, man. You sound amazing. Keep doing it. I'm.
well,
Oh, fuck you.
is like
I
actually,
hope you fail and die in a plane crash.
well, the
I'm kidding.
is
Obviously.
the sort of is because you basically rather than going home and like preparing for stuff and for the next day,
What do you
you wake up
What do you mean?
hungover.
Say that again.
So rather than preparing for like your next day and the things that you need to achieve and your objectives, right?
Structure.
What you
Hashtag
do
structure.
is, yeah, exactly. You get, you have a
You
drink,
get
and
complacent
then,
and you're like, I don't care. Tomorrow I'm not going to
yeah,
care, and the day after
and
I'm
then
not going to
and then you
care.
just wing it, and then everything feels harder, and then that's where the anxiety is driven from. Um, so, but also it's a habit. It's a habit forming. So, right. So you have your conscious thoughts and your unconscious thoughts, right?
What
And
the?
your unconscious.
I want to quote Snatch, the Guy Ritchie movie. Well, fuck
Okay.
me, Turkish. What have you been reading?
Well, do you know what?
Yeah, you're like, I read all this shit now, and now I'm listening. This is interesting stuff.
Yeah. So basically, there's loads of things that we do that that have you don't think about. You're on autopilot, and alcohol is one of those. And
I want to say a thing real quick. I don't know if you ever know who's been a smacky or someone who's had their life ruined by heroin. A smacky, a junkie, whatever. I don't know what term it is.
No, junkie,
but it's so bad. It's like, dude, your brain is hijacked by a drug.
Yeah, and it works.
It will do anything. It will steal a car. It will suck a gorilla dick. It will lie, steal, kill, whatever.
But would it? But would it steal it? Would it download a pirated film?
Probably. I mean, if it's gonna give it heroin, like here's a bag of dope. Probably it will do that shit.
So I mean,
but what you said, I'm tying this together with a nice little bow on it. I don't want to shout out who you know I'm going to shout out. Anyway, segue, moving on. It's a running joke to anybody in the Prax fam. Fuck you. But the thing is, when you said whatever you said originally to me, I was going to write this, but it was like fucking way 2 o'clock in the morning for your crazy ass to be up. I was like, dude, you've unleashed your smart brain.
Exactly.
It was like it was like a dog on a leash that wants to run, and you're like, the drugs keep bringing you back, and
unplugged from the Matrix, right?
Exactly. And it's like, you took the leash off. Now your brain can run.
I've got control of my own conscious mind, and my conscious mind. And the thing is, part of the reason why I was so unhappy is because I knew I have so much potential.
Did you feel like you were like wasting talent?
Well, yeah, exactly. But the shackles, the handcuffs.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you took the leash off your brain. Now you can run.
Yeah, exactly. So there may be a time. There may be a time where I'll be able to sort of have a relationship with alcohol when I've started, because this is a process that I'm going through at the moment. I don't really.
Hey man, I'm so happy for you. I'm really proud for you. For the listening audience out there, do you want to tell them like how crazy things got? Don't say your fucking name, obviously, but I
mean, anything that you can think of, I've done it.
I've been out of a moonroof in a limousine with 17 hookers doing every drug that they didn't even make illegal yet. And you're like, I was there. That was Thursday for me. Friday I went to work, and then. But
in terms of like how my flat was, for example, that's like my flat was just destroyed. Like, it was just an absolute shit tip, and then. It just then becomes just such a big task, and you're in that cycle. Then you're just like, and then obviously once you're like,
my friend.
When your surroundings are all untidy and then your brain can't work properly, and then that's before you even you look at all the scientific studies and that side of things in terms of like what it actually does to you physiologically as well. So
I was gonna say, one of my best friends told me, he's like, it's pretty simple. Drugs make you not care. Like, no one who is on drugs isn't gonna put up with like kicked over beer cans and fast food wrappers and like crumbs on the floor. No one in their right mind is gonna accept that. But if you're like, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna continue to get fucked up. Anyway,
you almost have to continue because
you're self-medicating. You're like numbing the pain. You're like, only way I can live with what I'm looking at is to get fucked up, and that's never really good. So I'm gonna give you 3 minutes and tell me. Well, if you don't have to tell me anything, I was gonna say
you have to remember as well. I mean, the process in terms of obviously, to a certain extent, I'm remaining fairly anonymous here, but
Of course, yeah. No, I don't. If you tell me your address, I'll kill you.
One of my passions is cars, right, and performance cars and that sort of stuff.
You're dropping subtle hints. You want the people who chase Jason Bourne to come get you.
No, well, mate, I tried to get away, and then obviously
Yeah,
drink
well,
driving.
I would tell.
But,
Because it's
but
taping, I'm not going to tell people about the car that you did or did not put a down payment on. Congratulations, getting
oh, thank you.
getting
Yeah. So
your
that's
legs moving.
well, I mean, let's talk about that. So it was only 1 mile for me to get home from
So
from where I
you don't
was.
plan on going any miles with anything in your system. You're just going to be straight
Yeah.
now
Well,
for a
let
long
me just
time.
let me explain what happened and the
Sure.
consequences of that. So I drove 1 mile on the way home. An Uber clipped into me, like changed lanes, and I was just like, that's not my fault. And I'm not sticking around to
Oh,
debate
you
it.
just
So,
crash and dash?
so I was just thought, yeah, let's get the fucking hammer down. And then obviously, big car, so big BMW, 2 in the morning, and then obviously started getting followed by an unmarked police car. I thought I'd whip down the road, and obviously, yeah, I got pulled over.
Oh, you didn't make
And
it.
then
You didn't get
breathalyzed.
away. They got you.
No, well, no, I thought I got away, but yeah, it turns out they knew where I was going. So,
They just
caught
parked in
me.
front of your house. They're like, "What are you doing, dickhead?" That's
Well,
not
but
good.
this is it, right? This is it. A few weeks before, I'd actually been caught outside my apartment, and because I was on private land, they still couldn't really do anything. So it sort of
Nice.
I'd had it. But
All right. Do you want to
so
say anything
yeah.
more about
Well, all
why
I'm saying is
did you
Brixton Police
say
Station doesn't
yeah?
have
It's a
that.
dodgy. It's not a posh town. It's a dodgy neighborhood.
Well, no, but they don't give you a blanket when they close that door, and they
Did
close the
you want to
cell, and
say
it pops.
anything about how fucking awesome you feel because you're not drinking, drugging, smoking? I mean,
Yeah,
you're like I'm just blazing weed. I have two people
yeah.
waiting in
So
the wings, but they'll
well,
still
I think
wait.
from the research sort of done in the reading, I'm in sort of like the honeymoon period, obviously.
Oh, good,
How
yeah.
it feels. So I'm not sure how long that's going to continue for, but
Oh, I
um,
like your honesty, man. That's very
yeah.
honest. Respect.
But if you look at like how my body's changed, my relationship with food, like
Bro,
my
you
skin,
look and
hair.
sound better, man. I seen you. I'm like, this guy's gonna be dead in a week. And now
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
this guy's gonna own a gym in a week.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's I feel like I feel like I can do anything. I feel like honestly, and to get that.
What do you think the big difference is? Just removing alcohol, or removing drugs, or
It's
or is it
taking
just getting away
that
from the
waste.
lifestyle? Because I
Well,
remember you did say
I, be,
you
I
completely
became
dipped
really
on the neighborhood.
I became really conscious about time and the amount of time that I've wasted. And what I've basically done is when I managed to stop, to finally make that change. And obviously, mine came through quite a serious situation, and I would definitely not recommend going
Yeah,
through that
you're like
process.
you could just do this without going through the thing that I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanna mention one
But
thing.
well,
Which
let me just
oh
finish. Let me
sure,
just
go
finish.
ahead.
It was about using that time and being structured and making sure that I,
Or doing
I've got
productive
things
shit.
to do. I'm being productive, and then but the thing is, it's not just the time that you're drinking; it's all the time when you're fucking hungover as well afterwards. You've just got
Yeah, it kind of
so
fucks
much
with
more
your
to
mental
do.
faculties.
But also, I'm enjoying the relationship side of things of people much more. I'm enjoying people and speaking to people a lot more, and expressing myself and being able to communicate and that's just something that
Is
for
that like
when did I have?
a
I'm trying to
net
think when
positive
my first.
byproduct?
Yeah, I mean I've been getting pissed for like 20 years, right? So
Getting
it's like
pissed? You mean getting fucked up or whatever? I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean in the UK you start drinking on the streets, like you go and get someone
Oh
to
yeah,
get it from
like
you,
brown
you get
bag
them
and
loads
shit.
early.
Gotcha. Clink and
Yeah,
sink.
like early doors. So yeah, 20 years. 20 years. And but obviously in the UK, we have our society is a drinking culture, so it's hard.
What's the
It is
drinking
hard.
age over there?
You drink to get drunk and you get fucking
No,
pissed.
I mean the drinking age, you moron.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said culture. It's 18. It's 18, but
Yeah, all right. Well,
it's
there you go. People were giving hockey players shit when they were drinking in Vegas, and I'm like, the drinking age in Canada is 18. Like, will you fucking stop? They're all-star hockey players. Anyway, that's too much of a sidetrack. That's too much of a sidetrack. I wanted to ask you one more thing before we invite the Bitch Patrol. Hi, Bitch Patrol. We didn't forget about you. What you said, you're like, I'm not sorry, mates, but I'm not going to be on the games anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the most profound thing that stuck out. And I was like...
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because it makes sense. Some of these clowns, I'm like, you know, these people are drinking or doing drugs or at least smoking weed or at least smoking cigarettes. Yes or yes?
Well, yeah, but
and
to be honest, the game was a symptom of sort of like loneliness and drinking.
Why do you say that? That's very interesting.
Well, you know,
you're like, I'm not the only person doing drugs at 4:32 in the morning. Someone else is out there, and they're like, "Hey, fellow addict, how are we doing?"
Yeah.
Is it like that?
But then you sort of get again, you get.
And then you get like into that cycle, that habit.
To that insular world that doesn't exist and it doesn't serve you. You know, so what good is that doing for me? Nothing. Like
very pragmatic assessment.
That made for good relationships from you know across the world. That's a
excuse me, you are talking to DMX the God, sir.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a.
You said very few, not impossible, but very few. Yeah, I completely understand what you mean.
Well, the fact that we're still talking is
it's a testament to how cool fucking we are. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, there was because, you know, again, I would sort of look back. Do you know how long I played that game for? When I looked on the app.
Oh, you told me like something of thousands of hours or whatever.
1,000 hours. 1,000 hours.
1,000 even, like a perfect pump 1,000.
Well, yeah.
You mean it's like 1,002 hours, 0.72 minutes or whatever?
It's 42 days, roughly.
That's pretty cool. In a not impressive way.
I mean, put it this way. I probably really want that time back at the end of my life. You know what I mean?
I mean,
when
I really got huge.
If you're at the end of it, you know, when I was sat in hospital, and then I was like, you know,
that would have been good time to use in the hospital because you're just sitting there looking at walls, hearing beeps anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but the thing is,
when you were healthy on 2 feet, you should have been like banking money or banking bitches or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I wasted so much of my youth.
But at the same time, you know, it's you can't beat yourself up too badly about it. At the same time, that was like, you know, you got to be honest with yourself. The whole society is framed around, you know.
The whole society is training grounds.
It's framed around drinking, you know, and you know. Different
what
countries.
Are you talking about? The whole society is framed around drinking.
Well, it might be different in America. I don't know. I've never been. I'm obsessed over in.
It depends on who you roll with. I mean, some people are just barflies, and then there are people who like do shit. But they're at the bar every day too. I mean, I'm not. It's...
Yeah, maybe, but certainly in the UK, it's, you know, everything is framed around a drink. To be honest, like everything, and like my job as well. You know, there's lots of drinking involved in that.
Don't tell me about that. I don't want to know. All right.
But obviously in central London as well. I mean.
Yeah. Guy.
Nothing.
Do you have anything you want to say between you and I? Because I feel bad that I scheduled these people to come on and they're ready.
Bring them in. I'm keen to listen.
Okay. Well, we gotta start with that. There's one, and there's two. No, I didn't originally add them because I didn't want, like, I don't know. What would your words of wisdom be to anybody who you'd feel like they're struggling? And
if the thing is, to anyone who's struggling at the moment,
what?
you know you'll be struggling. And the key thing is to make sure that you try and get out of that immediate environment straight away.
Yeah, I recall you did say you moved an hour away.
you need to take a break.
I don't know where, from nowhere land to never never land, but
yeah, but obviously what that looks like to different people, that's all.
No, it's not you're abandoning anybody. You're protecting yourself. So
yeah, exactly.
People, places, and things.
And then you've got to use that time. You've got to use that time to focus on yourself, and then once you have that break, and doing something slightly different or a different area or something like that, it'll be much easier not to drink. And then once you have like a couple of weeks off, maybe a couple of weeks, you start to get your clarity of mind back and your conscious thought, and then you can sort of look to decide,
do we even want to go back to what we were doing, or is this new life better?
Well, like, what do I want my life to look like moving forward? But because you've got your conscious mind, your brain's going to be growing. Then you'd be able to sort of look at putting in a plan in place to be able to make that a reality. And one thing is
structure. Hashtag structure.
Yeah, like structure, and then you make about small achievable goals. So you have your big goal, but then you got to break that down into small achievable goals, tasks, things, actions that you can do.
Build steps across the bridge.
But don't beat yourself up. Some of those might be like shitty little tasks.
It's go to the store, buy food, and feed yourself. Take a fucking shower, like stupid shit like that. People really forget basic.
It's like go to the barber.
Yeah, bro. I got my wig clipped for the first time in like 3 months. I'm like, you need to have your hair like not looking like slovenly and unkempt if you want to talk to people, especially if you want to meet the cute girl who walks the dog the same time you do. I'm like, I fucking want to meet her. So motivation wherever you can get it. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta.
I'm not saying that's the only reason. You gotta look good, feel good. Act. Take care of yourself.
The job that you want, right? You dress
the last part I didn't hear.
And people see you in different ways. If you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you?
And on that bombshell, it is time to end. Just kidding. Well, we still got you. That's Jeremy Clarkson, by the way.
Yeah. Well, look.
No. I was gonna add the people to the thing.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I probably need to shoot in about sort of 15 minutes or so, but I'm quite keen to listen to other peeps, and so I'll take a backward step, and I'll maybe ask a couple of questions.
Step. Oh no,
a backward step.
I don't know what that means. It sounds racist. I like it though. No, I'm kidding.
Why does it sound racist?
I'm joking. It's just fun to say that because everything is racist nowadays. Did you hear about Joe Rogan?
I'm staying out of all that shit, man.
All right, perfect. All right, my Jeezy. It is a literal 5:30 in America town. I will call you back in 3 minutes. So do what you got to do. Do you want to say goodbye? Do you want to say hi, Mom? Do you want to shout out your homies in prison or something?
Just say, if I could just say one thing, don't block with your face.
There you go. Whatever that means. You heard it here first, bitches. Part 2 coming up. After a word from our commercial sponsors, which don't exist.